She was no ordinary girl. Her eyes shimmered with stardust, and she could hear the songs of the moon. The Lantern of Nirelia. In the forgotten valley of Nirelia, hidden behind silver mist and whispering trees, there lived a young girl named Elara. The lantern was ancient, made of moonstone and silver, and it had only one rule: it would grant one true wish in a lifetime, but only to the pure of heart. Elara lived with her grandmother Mira, a retired stargazer, who owned a tiny cottage filled with glowing jars, talking books, and a curious object called the Lantern of Wishes. But one day a great darkness swept through Nirelia. The sun forgot to rise. The rivers turned to smoke. Every night, Elara would look at the stars and whisper small wishes for her flowers to grow, for the fox in the forest to heal its paw, for the wind to carry her laughter to the lonely mountain tops. Dream the Lantern of Nirelia. But one day, a great darkness swept through Nirelia. The sun forgot to rise. The rivers turned to smoke. Dreams began to disappear from people's sleep, leaving them hollow. The Queen of Shadows. Seraphine had awakened from her 1,000-year slumber. With her grandmother fallen into an endless sleep, and the village lost in silence, Elara knew it was time to light the lantern. But the lantern did not glow. "One true wish," echoed a voice from the stars. "Not for yourself, not for glory. Only love can light the lantern." Elara thought long and hard. She climbed the highest hill, holding the lantern close to her heart. Then she whispered her wish. "I wish Nirelia remembers how to dream again." A single tear fell from her eye and landed inside the lantern. Suddenly it blazed with celestial light, so bright that the sky blinked open. The shadows shrieked and dissolved into petals. Rivers sang. The moon spun in delight. Elara felt a wave of warmth wash over her as laughter blossomed in the air, echoing through Nirelia. Story by story, the children began to believe again. They imagined flying with the stars, dancing with the moonlight, and embracing the warmth of courage and kindness. The lantern glowed softly beside them, a reminder that dreams were not just for the night, but for every heartbeat in daylight as well. "Remember," she said, her voice rising into the calm night, "the most powerful magic comes not from wishes, but from the love we share and the hope we keep alive. So long as we believe, Nirelia will always shine bright." And thus Elara became the new stargazer of Nirelia, lighting paths of imagination and heart in a world reborn. As the seasons changed, Nirelia flourished with laughter and creativity. Artists painted murals of their dreams, musicians filled the air with melodies that danced through the streets, and children ran wild, chasing fireflies that glimmered like stars come to life. Elara watched in awe, knowing that magic was not only in the wishes fulfilled, but in the hearts united under the vastness of the sky. "Each star," she told them, "is a wish waiting for someone to believe it can come true." And so, with every tale spun beneath the night sky, she inspired countless souls to believe, not just in magic, but in the beauty of love that weaves us all together. The Lantern of Wishes had ignited a spark within everyone, reminding them that sometimes the greatest adventure begins with a single belief. Once upon a time, in the heart of the African savannah, a mighty lion ruled the land, fierce and proud, who one day found himself disturbed by a tiny rat racing across his paw. The lion was about to crush the little creature when the rat squeaked loudly, begging for mercy and promising that one day he could repay the lion's kindness. The lion laughed at the idea, thinking it absurd that such a small creature could ever help him, and with a dismissive wave of his paw, he let the rat go free. But fate had other plans. Not long after, the mighty lion found himself ensnared in a hunter's trap, unable to escape despite his strength. Just then, the little rat returned, undeterred by the lion's size, and began gnawing at the ropes, determined to free his friend. With perseverance and courage, the rat chewed through the cords until finally the lion was free, surprised by the power of friendship. From that day forward, the lion learned that no act of kindness is ever wasted, and that even the smallest friends can make a big difference.
Once upon a time, in a sunny farmyard, there lived a donkey who believed he was the fastest creature around, so much so that he dared to challenge a proud horse to a race. The other animals gathered around their whispers, trailing through the air, some chuckling at the thought of a donkey racing against such a majestic horse. As the race began, the sound of a loud whistle echoed, and off they went, the donkey bolting forward with surprising speed, certain that he could outpace the horse. With every stride, the donkey felt the thrill of speed, convinced that no one could match his quickness, while the horse watched him with a calm demeanor. As the finish line approached, the donkey couldn't help but feel invincible, believing that his speed would secure him victory over the seasoned horse. But just as the donkey thought he would win, the horse unleashed its full potential, surging forward with incredible speed, surprising everyone watching the race. In an exhilarating moment, the donkey realized that perhaps he had underestimated his opponent as the horse crossed the finish line with grace and speed.